Greetings and how are you? Brilliant to see you again. Today we are going to be making a wonderful winter heal-all, a pick-me-up for those dark winter days. If you make this wine at the end of summer, early autumn, it'll be ready for the darker, colder months when you might be starting to have a blocked up nose or a cough, a chesty cough or a tiddly cough. This heal-all, I can't say it's medicinal because I haven't proven it, but it does seem to be a heal-all and it's been recommended from a lot of old recipes, and I've been using it for years and years and years to remove that cough, to remove that blocked up nose. When you have those aches and pains, a glass of this is fantastic to get you going, to clear you up and pick you up and make you feel so much better very quickly. So, on to the wine. The basis of this wine is black treacle. This black molasses, this black treacle, really does give the wine itself a good thickness and body to it, as well as that treacly taste and that gingerbread type of style on the nose. So, what we need to do, first of all, is add 454 grams of black treacle to a big saucepan. I'm only doing 545 grams because it's the size of one tin. If your tins are slightly bigger or smaller, or you've taken a few spoons out to cut with, it does not really matter. As long as it's in the region of 450 grams, it'll be 400 or 500, it doesn't really matter. So emptying one tin of black treacle into a big, thin saucepan. I've made a black treacle wine before and it turns out brilliantly. But with that, I did not add all the other things that I'm going to be adding to this wine to make it a winter pick-me-up heal-all. And just add some boiling water to the tin to get all the extra last bits out from inside. Oh, it's going to be hot, this bit. Needed that a few more times. With the treacle added, we can now move on and add the rest of the sugar base for this wine. So we're going to be adding, on top of the 454 grams of black treacle, 1 kilogram of granulated plain white sugar. So just pour that straight in. And now we want to be adding all the other things that make this wine not just a wine, but more of a heal-all pick-me-up for winter. Those supposed medicinal purposes, but this really does help those throats and those colds and those coughs and sneezes in the darker winter months. The first thing we need to do is halve 2 lemons and halve 1 orange. And then we want to squeeze the 2 lemons and the 1 orange into the saucepan containing the black treacle. And then we want to thinly slice 2 knuckles of fresh ginger. Chunk them, slice them, get as much surface area as you possibly can. You could use powdered ginger for this purpose. However, I find that for this recipe, the fresh ginger carries a lot more warmth and heat, which you really need for this winter pick-me-up heal-all. And then you want to simply add your ginger to the mix. The remaining items that really give this pick-me-up, that kick to clear your chest, to clear your nose, to stop that cough and suppress anything else, is about 5 cardamom pods. Let's throw them straight in. About 3 grams, that's a small palm of your hand handful of delicious fennel seeds. They really do help with coughs and cold, fennel does. So add those straight in. And the final remaining item you want to add is 3 cloves. No more than 3, but they are very, very overpowering and can really numb your tongue when they get mixed with alcohol. I would suggest, until you know your tolerance to cloves in alcohol, start with 1 for your first batch, and then for your second batch, add 2 cloves and work your way up to 3. I find 3 is more than ample, because they are really, really numbing on the tongue. So add your 1, 2 or 3 cloves. This winter warmer is also really good for toothache because it has the numbing quality of the cloves, and also the sweetness really does help soothe any toothache. So it's a heal-all in all sorts of numerous forms. And what we need to do now is top up your saucepan with 5 litres of boiling water. So get the kettle on, make yourself a cuppa, boil the water and get it topped up with 5 litres of boiling water. With all of your water added, you want to give it a quick stir to let sugar dissolve and mix in with the treacle and those spices. Give it a good mix. And then you want to place your big saucepan on the stove and then bring it to the boil. And once it's boiled up, you want to simmer it for about 20 minutes to half an hour to let all those flavours from those spices diffuse into the mix. So at this point, bring to the boil, simmer, go and have your dinner, and I'll be back with you very, very soon. Greetings and welcome back. Great to see you after you've poured yourself a glass of wine, mead, beer, whatever you're brewing at the moment. What we need to do now is transfer your heal-all winter mix, your fantastic, perk me up, pick me up, fantastic wine into a demijohn. Into the boil, and then it's been simmering for a fair while to infuse the liquid with that ginger, the cardamoms and the cloves, along with the orange juice and the treacle and the sugar, to become a divine, rich, fantastic, orgasmic mix of flavour and intensity that will cut back your guitar. It will cut back on your chesty coughs. It will cut back your mucus. It will soothe your throat. It will be wonderful to drink in midwinter when you're feeling a little bit down. Now I have to say, this is not medicine at all. Far from it. It is just a pick-me-up, a cure-all. It will work wonders for your throat, for your chest, for your cough, for your nose. It will improve how you feel. So what we need to do now is simply pour it into a demijohn. But we want to take out those cloves and the ginger and the cardamoms and the fennel. Take all those bits out. So we need to strain it through a funnel or a sieve or a pair of tights, anything to capture all those lumps and chunks of things that we don't want in the demijohn. Otherwise, it'll be far too empowering. Otherwise, it might become far too potent. So what we need to do first of all, grab yourself a sterilised, clean demijohn, a funnel and a sieve, and simply transfer it from your big saucepan into your demijohn. Now, you do not want to fill your demijohn all the way up to the top. If you do, when the yeast starts to ferment and causes foam and froth, because it's active, it's lively, it's fervid, it's having a right party in your demijohn. It will all come through your airlock and go all over the place, make a big mess that you'll then have to tidy up and clean up. And you'll waste some of the wine. So what we want to do is top it up to the shoulder level, not up to the neck. Chances are you will have some of the liquid left over in your saucepan. And what we want to do is transfer that into a big wine bottle, such as Lambrini bottle, which is 1.25 litres. Pour in any leftover wine into your big wine bottle and put it into the fridge. Make sure the screw cap is not tight. You want any gas to be able to escape from the bottle. If you don't, this might happen to you, which happened to me the other day. The bottle will explode when you take it out of the fridge and it meets warmer air. And the pressure will build up, you take the cap off and kaboom, it's a right mess on your ceiling. I'm still cleaning it. I'm so glad I'm not married anymore. Anyway, transfer the leftover liquid into your wine bottle to put into the fridge so that you can top up your wine as and when you need to, either after the initial fermentation has taken place or when you come to rack it off. Now, we want to be adding a yeast. We'd either use a general purpose wine yeast or a high alcohol yeast, as I'm going to be using now. I would normally use a Christmas pudding wine yeast, but I don't have any in my cupboard at the moment. So I'm opting for a high alcohol wine yeast by Cross My Loof. So sprinkle in the sachet of wine yeast. Then insert your airlock and set it aside in a warm place to do its thing. It will be vigorous, it will be frothy, it will be foamy, it will be bubbly, it will be brilliant. Then you can top it up with the liquid you've already prepared that you put in the fridge. Let it carry on fermenting and bubbling and get them down to dry on your hydrometer. It won't take too long, maybe 2 weeks. This wine you do not need to let stand for too long to clear. It is a fast one at clearing. It will drop that sediment. It will become clear within a couple of weeks. Ready for autumn. Fantastic. When it comes to bottling this wine, I would like to suggest you have a variety of small bottles, which you normally get on aeroplanes and posh hotels with a free minibar. So help yourself, raid that, drink the alcohol, as long as your company's paying for it, but keep the bottles, and generic wine bottles or larger ones. These are great if you just want a quick 1 glass pick-me-up without having to open up a full bottle of medicinal wine. Save it for when you're feeling really under the weather. It will pick you up, so use little ones if you can. It's well worth investing in a few small bottles, either as samples for general winemaking, or for this type of wine where you want 1 glass and 1 glass only. It's all you need. However, if you have man flu, as we all get as men, go for a larger bottle. You will enjoy the alcohol, you will enjoy the medicinal purposes, and it will perk you up faster than any night nurse will. Those spices will add great intrigue into this wine, great medicinal purposes. And if you want to spice up your daily wine with more and more spice and herbs, then check out this video up by here, and I will see you really soon in the next video. You have a good day now. Have fun.